Hey guys, Youthful Yields here. It's that time of the week again for the portfolio video. So let's get into it. So let's start off with something I did yesterday, which I added the remaining like $200 to the fund or the account. So that would have bought us more shares of SPY and also just added more to the value. Unfortunately, another down week. So this is what, the sixth week in a row or something? Yeah, sixth week in a row. Which, if you sum them, it's 15, almost 16% down. And then if you sum this amount, about $13 or $1,300 down, which really sucks, right? And it is very uncomfortable to see the numbers keep going down and down, to be honest. But there's not much we can do, unfortunately. So moving on from that, um, yeah, I mean, look, this is gonna take a while. Bitcoin, I think, just hit another all-time high, um, where it was 106K. You can see here. I think that's the all-time high. Uh, let's see, all-time high. Um, Let me just say it. All-time high. When was that? Oh, okay. So not quite, but it's very close to hitting the all-time high again. But as a reminder, that the video I posted like 1 or 2, maybe even 3 months ago at this point, I think 2 months ago, I think this stuff is going to start heading really far down in April. I just kind of jumped the gun, unfortunately, um, when it came to selling my Misty and Coney positions. But I wanted to move in a direction, anyways, that was more sustainable towards, I guess, my mental. I don't know why it does that. It's super annoying. But if we go to the month, and this one's up a month. Last one, or Misty, is actually down. But again, the 17th was technically like the all-time high. So, um, yeah. I mean, it really, really, really sucks seeing this every single week. Seeing those thumbnails every single week are red. But the good news is it's not always going to be like this. And in our portfolio on the short side, we, you know, we only have about $500 left. So hypothetically, I would be completely comfortable. It would suck, but I would be completely comfortable with this going to zero. And it's just kind of a lesson learned. That's what you kind of have to learn in when you do these kind of stocks. I mean stocks in general, really. But these kind of positions, you just have to learn from your failures, and that's how you succeed in life in everything. Is you learn through your failures. So, this is just something we now know not to do, right? And I discussed that last video. This is probably going to be, at least my, like, for a while, the only short position I take, because this is going against something that I established way back when I started making videos, which is I do not believe in timing the market. And there's studies out there that support this idea of mine. Do not, like, you can't time the market. If you think you have a good timing, you probably don't, right? So I was trying to time the market. I was trying to time when Misty goes down, and really I got unlucky. And that's always going to happen with people, right? This last week it actually started high. It went up quite a lot. But unfortunately, um, if I open it up here, it went down 41% this last week. It's at $12, guys. That is 58%. I think it showed 56% down on my position, which really sucks, right? But we just got to hold in there. hope for the best. I really do think Misty's going to come crumbling down, which really sucks for my other side of the portfolio, though. That's kind of why I'm scared, is because YieldMax has a lot to do with Misty, right? It's their most popular fund, I think, still by assets under management. So only time will tell. Moving on to this portfolio, we have about this amount of money, 8,700. Also, it just kind of sucks seeing this so close to 10,000. We never were able to hit it. We actually 2 weeks ago we were up a lot. We were actually up a lot, and also something I almost just forgot about. This is the first week that the S&P 500 portfolio is actually above ours. You can see how much we've lost over the course of the last 6 weeks that we've been red. It's kind of insane, right? We completely lost our lead. This used to be like quite a lot on top of the S&P 500. Now, the good thing is we're actually still positive in the amount that we've contributed. So we've contributed about $9,000 and we're about 9,300. But if you do the math, really not that good. Like in terms of, it's not that good in terms of the return, right? So 3% in the course of 6 months is pretty terrible. Let's be honest with ourselves. Okay. But back to this M1 Finance portfolio. Had this on week. So the QTAL side of the portfolio really doing decent again. I think tech is starting to actually go back up. So the last time I made the video, it was 2 weeks ago that I went into that. But TQQQ for the last month has been like kind of struggling, but at this point, but it's starting to go back up, which is really nice. So seeing some growth there, and we can go in here. And then obviously our hedge is down, but not by much. 8% up in the last week on TQQQ. I will take that any day. With our high yield divs, this is just YMAX right now. This went up about 2%. I'm very happy with that as well. So, yeah. Going into the activity panel, we got the YMAX dividends for $28. Now, I want to say this now. This is also kind of sucked recently, right? We have not had very high dividends the last few go-arounds. You can see, I think 40, then it went down to 30, then went up to 34, which, whatever, but went down to 28. And something you gotta realize is we actually bought like a crap ton between these two here. I think right here it's saying we this is when we sold Misty and Coney, and we bought YMAX. And how are those that similar? It's just that the dividends on YMAX have been kind of trash lately. I say trash, but realistically, they're actually doing very well. If you look at the actual percentage still, and we can pull that up real quick. Like SCHD, if I were to put this in SCHD, I would be getting around 4 or 5%, right? But if I put this in YMAX, the lowest we've ever seen is 35%. Okay. If we take the average since they did the change, it's 56%. Even if we were to say, okay, let's just assume, being very conservative, 20% is our baseline annualized dividend. That's still really good comparatively. Like, that's beating almost any ETF out there. So, and the reason I do the conservative so low is because, yes, we're going to get some extra dividends out there. But if you want stable income, if you were to use that as your baseline, that'd actually be pretty sufficient, I think. There's other ones that are pretty stable, like XCTE. I think it's pretty stable still. If we go in here, there was like 2 random weeks there though that were like extremely high. But you can see here, 15 to 20%. We can take the whole average here. Oh, that was a 2% one. I don't know how that happened. The average here is 25%. So I don't know. There's more. There's like. Well, actually, hold on. I think they also have these target 20. Oh, no, target 12. Okay, never mind. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's move on to the next week. So the next week is pretty exciting week. It's Group A. Now, Group A is not always exciting because that's Tesla, which I don't currently own. But what I'm excited for is Feet and Phoebe. They're finally, hopefully, going to release their dividends. So once they declare these, we'll know how well these are actually performing, right? There's nothing that I can tell on those two funds. So the X date on that is the 23rd, which is a Thursday. 22nd is the deck date. So that's the Wednesday. And a reminder that the market is closed on Monday, tomorrow, for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Let's just double check real quick if Feet and Phoebe are here with. Oh, no, they would have been on that page. Yeah, so you can see they're not even filled out yet. And lastly, I want to end the video off of they're making another one. So another fund. So we went over this briefly in the distribution video that I posted, and I'm going to post another one on Wednesday for the deck date. So look out for that. I'm planning to post those weekly. And if you guys want me to post any other like companies such as Roundhill or Defiance, I will be happy to do those as well. Just let me know if you're interested. So they did this one, which is the Crypto Tech Portfolio Option Income ETF, LFGY. But on their Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, this is what they have now. They are announcing a fund called GPTY, which is really interesting. So it's a AI and tech portfolio, which I actually like more than the crypto. And it's saying weekly, okay, and capital appreciation. Now, those are great, right? And I think that that's the same thing they said for this fund. What I'm particularly interested about is this number of funds. In a portfolio of 15 to 30 AI and tech stocks, right? That is the same amount of stocks, essentially, that YMAX has right now, which is really nice. So I think this one could actually do better than the crypto one in the coming months. Obviously, this is going to do well, but I like this one. I think it's also a little bit safer, right? But we'll see. We'll see. Because, I mean, let's be honest here. Tech is, like, we're on a huge bull run still, right? We don't know how long tech is going to be the king. So, obviously, this is not super duper diversified. It's kind of in one sector. But that is also the best performing sector, like the last 2 decades. So, we'll see. But I thought I'd bring this up because it's kind of interesting. Now, it's not out yet. Like, LFGY is out yet. It's already doing the options trading. But the Jippity is not out yet. It is announced. I don't think they've come out with any of the prospectus yet for it. Oh, excuse me. So, anyways, I'm going to get going. But, that's what I got for you guys this week. Again, look out for Wednesday. I'll be making a video on the deck date and the annualized distributions for each of the ones for Group A. Alrighty, guys. Take care, and as always, I wish you guys a wealthy future.